It's Friday, April 5. Here's what's making the news today. Aurora Gold Mines in the northwest Mazaruni is ready for underground exploration. Over $5 billion is to be spent in the first 3 years of exploration.
The company has already secured its EPA clearance. It's now waiting on the go-ahead from the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission. The GGMC is the final clearance needed by AGM. Chief Executive Officer Scott Caldwell says all the necessary documents have been submitted to the GGMC for processing.
So that's what we're seeking, the final approvals to resume, and then we will permit for the ultimate underground mine after we get started on that. And so the hope is to have that permit in about a year or so after we begin working on the exploration.
The Aurora mine is one of the largest gold mines in Guyana and the world, with an estimated reserve of 6.54 million ounces of gold. AGM began open pit exploration in Guyana in 1995 and began producing in 2016. So far, the company has invested approximately $300 million in its Guyana operations. We're standing here at Rory's Knoll. It was named after the geologist who first found the deposit. This is the largest pit on the mines, and this is where underground exploration will begin very soon. For the underground mining exploration, $25 million is the set bill for the first 3 years of exploration, with another $100 million to be used in the next 10 years of production. From Aurora in the Cayenne-Mazaruni area, Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
The $160 million Indian Arrival Monument located at Palmyra on the east coast of Berbice is finally completed.
This long overdue two-phase project is finally completed. Minister of Social Cohesion Dr. George Norton and the coordinating team visited the monument on Thursday.
The monument is where it's supposed to be, and we know the significance of it. All in all, getting the Guyanese public more aware of its history, which is such an important part of the mission of the Ministry of Social Cohesion.
Minister Norton explained that the site is an area where the public would not only be allowed to view the monument, but they would be able to relax and enjoy the scenery whilst learning more about the history of our Indian people. Project manager Stefan Chung said, the project was completed in 8 sublots, which began with the construction of the monument, foundation and base, and ended with the preparation of internal and external landscaping.
Overall, we would have had a total budget of $170 million. In total, we would have spent $160 million.
Chung also noted that the design for the base on which the statues rest was obtained from India. The 6 statues have a value of $31 million and were donated by the Government of India to Guyana in 2017. For InfoHub, I am Monica Bob.
Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Sidney Alicock has called on Indigenous leaders to govern in the best interest of their respective villages and the people who elected them.
Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Sidney Alicock made the call when he addressed 2,000 senior councillors during the North Pakurama District Council meeting held at Monkey Mountain Village, Region 8 on Wednesday. He stressed the need for proper management and accountability for village assets.
The people put you there because they look forward for your support. They didn't put you there to become lords and gods and become boss and your head swell and nobody could tell you anything. You become their servants, the servants of the people.
Minister Alicock encouraged leaders to get into cottage industries so that their respective economies can be transformed, thereby improving the lives of the people.
Don't forget agriculture. Come up with your plans that will help you to be better off.
Recognizing the importance of land to indigenous development, Minister Alicock announced that his ministry will be establishing a unit to deal with the long-standing issue of land. He also committed to advancing the process of having the North Pakarama District Council gazetted as a legal body to assist with moving the development of the region forward. From the beautiful Monkey Mountain of the North Pakarama Region 8, with videographer Tejpal Bijmahan, I am Sinika Thorne for InfoHub.
In his first official visit to Guyana, Assistant Director General and the Food and Agriculture Organization's Regional Representative for Latin America and the Caribbean, Dr. Julio Burgaday, highlighted the Caribbean region's massive food importation bill and the reason why Guyana can help cut it down.
Right now, the Caribbean is spending $4.5 billion each year to buy food that it could be growing in the sub-region, much of it. Guyana is a fundamental part of the solution to this problem. Few other countries in the Caribbean, if any, have the production potential of Guyana.
Dr. Burgaday said that the FAO is gearing the country and the Caribbean region towards eating healthier foods, as the issue of obesity affects more than 50% of the Guyanese population.
It's not just about producing food nowadays. We need to make sure that we make available healthy foods for healthy diets. Because another thing which is literally killing the Caribbean population, the main source of death today in the Caribbean is diseases associated with a runaway epidemic of overweight and obesity.
Meanwhile, FAO representative in Guyana, Gillian Smith, said that the FAO is working at the grassroots level to aid farmers in their production practices.
FAO is working with farmers, particularly in the area of building their resilience against climate change. So even with the production levels that we have, one of the things that we really want to work on is how to maintain and produce and improve those, looking at climate-smart agricultural practices.
One such community to benefit from these climate-smart agricultural practices is Puruma, an indigenous farming village in the Cayenne-Mazaruni region. The community received a new shade house facility, a cassava seed bank, as well as training and support in climate-smart agricultural practices. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Still to come, CHNPA meets with Guy Hawk squatting area residents, secondary school students to benefit from ICT internship, and NIS hosts Public Day launches online submission system. Details of these stories and more when we return.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. Minister within the Ministry of Communities, Valerie Adams-Yearwood, today met with residents of the Guy Hawk squatting area to address their issues and to discuss regularization or possible relocation.
Over 70 persons turned out today to address their concerns after living in the squatting area in Guy Hawk, otherwise known as Big Yard, for over 2 decades.
And this is not a place that you can continue to live as is. Even if you remain here, this place would definitely have to be upgraded. I'm saying to you, we are going to commit to changing this situation.
Minister within the Ministry of Communities with responsibility for housing, Valerie Adams-Yearwood. The squatters were relocated from Tiger Bay over 20 years ago by the previous administration with no plan on regularizing their current community. InfoHub spoke with a few residents that shared their thoughts on the impact of today's ministerial visit.
For the time we've been living here, previous government put we here and just put we and he had no time with it.
I would glad for the area to be regularized so that young people could live a nice life and a better life.
Since the time that we also went caving in Tiger Bay, people has bring we here and never even look back. I appreciate this help because if you look wrong in this community, you would see that there's no betterment for children. You understand? The children don't get to study properly in school because the condition of the life, you understand? They got 10 people and 15 people living in a very small apartment that some still got sleep on the grounds.
After the intervention of the coalition government, the neglected residents in Guyana's sewage squatting area can now expect a change to their living circumstances. Food items were also distributed to the residents during the visit.
Reported from the Guyana sewage squatting area, otherwise known as Big Yard, with videographer Corinne Peters, Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Over the next 2 weeks, students from select schools will be identified to join internship programs with local companies to develop their information communication technology skills. The internship project is a pilot program organized by the Ministry of Public Telecommunications. The 2-week initiative is intended to provide high school students with an opportunity to interact with representatives from local leading ICT firms. The pilot, which commenced on March 25 at Carmel and Charlestown Secondary Schools, continued on Friday at the Queenstown Secondary School, where training coordinator Donnella Collison informed the students of the opportunity.
So one student from Queenstown Secondary, you're going to have the opportunity to have a paid internship. You're not working for free. You'll be paid for your work at one of these companies for 6 weeks in July-August holiday.
Minister of Public Telecommunications Catherine Hughes said by 2025, 70% of the jobs in the world would require some knowledge of ICT and urged them to position themselves for the opportunities that lie ahead.
And this is where my ministry and these representatives here are working to make it easier for you to get involved. And I don't want you to think, boy, there's a hard area. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I'm bright enough for that. The beauty with information communication technology is you're using it every day.
Present at the panel discussion were representatives from Tagman Media, Intellect Storm, Nexus Hub, and Innovative Solutions, who are partnering with the ministry in this initiative to interest more students in ICT and show them how their skills could be gainfully utilized. The students were also exposed to the many avenues they could take to further their careers in the ICT field. To reduce the hassle in submitting claims, the National Insurance Scheme today launched an online submission system at its open day at the Brigdam office, Georgetown.
The National Insurance Scheme on Friday held its public day where persons were given the opportunity to query their contributions. The scheme also launched its new online submission system with the aim to enable employers to access and submit data online. The open day also provided on-the-spot medical checkups by the organization's medical team.
We have begun to computerize our records. We presently have all our records on the system, but because some persons have failed and employers have failed to submit correct numbers for us, we have some queries within our system that we need the involvement of the insured person as well as, in some cases, the employer to have those corrected.
NIS General Manager Holly Greaves. She said the online submission has been worked on for years since there were several reports of missing contributions. The agency will be visiting Regions 3 and 10 to educate the public on reducing the backup of data entry before the end of December.
For the 60th anniversary, we have scheduled outreach programs in all the region because, as you know, the NIS is represented in almost all the region. We have 14 offices.
Reporting for InfoHub, Ayana George.
That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications, and subscribe to our website for more stories. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.